Hi everybody, my name is Mike.
And my name is Janet.
And welcome to the Book Report presented by The Millions. Today we're going to be talking about two books that we have read. So Janet, why don't you go ahead? What did you read for us this week?
I've been spending tons of time recently making crust.
Yeah.
And making pies. So I wanted to talk about my favorite pie cookbooks. My favorite place in all of Chicago is a pie shop called Hoosier Mama Pie Company. And they have a cookbook. This book is really important to my life. I was never given any hands-on instruction in pie making. I learned it all from this book. And as you can see, like from this, there's lots of tutorial business. It will give you the platonic ideal of every major pie that you need. If you want to make the best apple pie possible or the best rhubarb pie possible, this is it. It's like classics. My other favorite pie cookbook is called 4 and 20 Blackbirds. This cookbook is full of recipes you've never heard of before, or pies you've never tried before, but are incredible. And I want to try all of them. I'm making most of my Thanksgiving pies from this cookbook. I also should give a shout out to this new cookbook. This is an aspirational cookbook. It just came out from Melville House, and it's by a French chef. And these pies are intimidating. There's
if it's Melville House, you'd figure that the pies would be intimidating.
Yeah. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. This is really good for like crazy pot pies to impress your friends with. Stephane Reynaud with his Pies and Tarts. I'm sorry.
We just lost the French viewership.
You can fool people's stomachs with their eyes. So if a pie looks really fancy, people think it tastes delicious. It's like confirmation bias. Get yourself a good crimp skill and make the top crust beautiful. And then put some homemade whipped cream on the top and you win a Nobel Prize. A Potemkin pie.
Potter Potemkin pie. I love that. That's so great.
Potemkin cooking with Janet Potter.
While I was busy not making pies, I did have time to read a book that I enjoyed, and it is called Our Secret Life in the Movies by Michael McGriff and J.M. Tyree.
Oh.
Here it is. See that? Oh, there it is. There's a book there. It's these two academics, two writers, who decided that they wanted to watch all of the Criterion Collection films together. After they would watch one, they would each write a short story, very short story, inspired by the movie they just saw. Huh. And the stories kind of link together and form this narrative about growing up working class in the 80s, in the Reagan era. But they watched like Ratcatcher by Lynne Ramsay, George Washington by David Gordon Green, Antichrist by Lars von Trier, Paul Blart Mall Cop by Steve Carr. They didn't watch that one.
Do the movies like appear in the stories, or are they just like whatever they thought of after they saw the movies? Exactly, yeah.
Whatever they thought of. Huh. They don't ever really mention the movies that they've seen, but you can kind of tell if you've seen the movies, or if you're like me and you looked them all up on Wikipedia while reading the book, you can kind of see, how it might have been inspired by that. Mm-hmm. It's just such a cool project, and it's a really short book, but it really kind of captures the feel of a movie. Even though the movies that they talked about were just so different. From these early nature documentaries by this French director whose name I'm forgetting, to Beastie Boys videos. It seems like one that would be so easy to screw up by making it so literal, or by just putting too many clever references to the movies in it. But they really just completely resist that all the time, and it's a neat book by a really great small press here in Austin. So it's just a plus for me. But it's great.
Sorry, Texas.
But
I'm insulting the French and the Texans tonight.
Yes, well, I got your plug-in for Indiana with that Hoosier mama. Business up there. With your like, oh, Indiana's so great. We have car races and
pies and cars.
Pies and cars. David Letterman's from here.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Axl Rose. There it is.
That's right. Oh, you worked it in. You worked in a Guns N' Roses reference.
Yes. All right, we're done.
We're done.
We are done for the night. Thank you for watching this episode of the Book Report. We will not be here next week because of Thanksgiving. We will see you the week after that with more books and holiday cheer. You'll never walk alone.
You will never walk alone, Janet. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.